Hello, this is Ligia Houben. Today I want to talk about a theme, a topic which is very important, and it is collective grief. And what do I mean by collective grief? It is when a loss, a tragic or sad event has happened in a community, being this a nation, a country, a city, a community such as a school. When something happens that brings that sense of grief, that's what we call, and to all people, to many people, that's what we call collective grief. Yesterday, there was a tragic event in Paris, in France, with the Cathedral of Notre Dame. That fire got the blaze, all that, and that it has really been a huge loss for French people and for the rest of the world because of the meaning of that cathedral. What does that symbolizes? Because let's keep in mind that when we experience loss, when we experience grief, has to do a lot with the meaning we give to that event, to what has happened. So we have different situations. We have the tragic of shooting in schools that have happened. We have also situations when there is a war in a country, when there are things that are happening that bring that sense of grief in our hearts, when there is a natural disaster. And the important thing also to take into account is that because it's a collective grief, that doesn't mean that every single person is going to express it the same way. Keep it in mind that grief is unique. We are unique human beings. Our grief is unique. To keep that in mind and not to be comparing how others are expressing. It's very important to respect other people, how they are going through their own grief, and not to be contaminated, because this is a time to come together, to bond, to help one another. And actually, that reminds me, I live in Miami, and many years ago we had Hurricane Andrew, which was horrible. It was a disaster, terrible disaster. And I remember how incredible it was that many people came together as a community, helping each other. And that's what we want when an event that brings that collective grief, instead of keeping us apart, to just being the opportunity to come together and to help us, not only at a personal level to become better persons even, but also at a collective level to help others as they go through this process of grieving, and we are able to take that event and transform it. I send you a hug, and I wish you a beautiful day.